Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Deku had a ghoul's power part 1. If you guys enjoy this what if and want to see part 2, comment down below and let me know before I start. Please do support for more awesome content and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share this video with your friends and check out the description in my playlist. The author of the story, TheBrokenFiend from Wattpad. So let's start the video. Izuku's POV 2. My name is 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗲, and today it's my transfer to UA High School. To be specific, the hero course. I'm extremely nervous. I was in America for the last 9 years. But, well, a lot happened. It started when I got my quirk. My quirk is called Ghoul. I have super strength, super speed, super endurance, and healing regeneration. 2. It sounds pretty decent. But I disagree. 3. The source of all those powers is because I am a ghoul. I have to eat a human once in a month, or my abilities weaken, or I might go berserk until I eat human meat. When it really sucks. 2. After I learned about my quirk, it was only a matter of time before my classmates learn it. I was bullied in the elementary school by everyone. 12. There were only 2 from my class who weren't mean to me. First, it's my childhood friend 𝗂𝐭𝐻. He wouldn't bully me, but he would avoid me, and he wouldn't try to say anything that can harm me. He was a good guy. 2. The other one was a girl. She had brown hair and she had those appealing brown eyes. She would talk to me once in a while, but that's all. 2. But even that wouldn't be enough to help me fight the suffering from the bullying. I had only my mom, who was trying to cheer me up despite my nature. My father was in America to support mom and me. He was working as a hero in America and as a bodyguard for a president there. I know, what are you gonna ask? How have you survived? Did you actually eat human flesh? Of course I did. I have no choice. But I am not a villain to kill them. My father made sure that the government would send us a body from someone who is already dead. I know it's messed up, but I have to live if I want to become a hero. 8. One day I would almost lose my chance to start a hero care. I remember it like it was yesterday. I finished my school classes and I was returning at home. I wanted to go home fast. I haven't eaten anything for a month because they didn't send us the meat yet. My stomach was growling like crazy. That was when she came to me. Hey, Deku. She was calling me like that because everyone would call me that to make fun of me. But because I never did nothing to fight back. She thought my name was 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗲. 1K. I never asked her name. I was never paying attention to elementary school classes due to my suffering entering my thoughts. Wanna go play? Sure. We went to play, and as we were running, the girl fell. Are you okay? I'm a tough girl, 𝐻𝗎, she said. She was bleeding in her knee. But that was the bad moment. The moment I would turn time back to change it if I could. When I saw the BLD, my hunger just wouldn't shut it. Deku, what's the matter? She asked when she realized something's wrong. I knelt to the ground to hold myself. My left eye turned to black with red pupil. What the matter, Deku? She came to check me. Then I bit her to her shoulder. After I swallowed the first bite, I understood what happened and I stopped right there. I stepped back. I placed my hand to my lips to see they were covered in BLD. I was frightened. Then next thing I remember was a big punch by the girl. 5. I hate you, Deku, she said, and she ran away crying. 3. I was very disappointed at myself. I should decline her offer and go eat so that wouldn't happen. What happened next? The next day the girl's parents were at home with my mother. I'm so sorry about my son. I swear it won't happen again. My mom tried to apologize. Your kid has a quirk like that and you let him free like that. You should check him. What if our girl was being eaten alive? That was the girl's mother. She was very upset with the incident. 1. Come on, love, that's a little too mean. He is a little boy. A man said. That was the girl's dad. I went down to the living room and they saw me. I knew very well what I did. I was in tears regretting for what I have done. Izuku, go to your room. It isn't the best time, sweetie. My mom said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't want to do that. I cried while I was speaking. You're a kid, but you realize how dangerous you are, the girl's mom said. Come on, don't be harsh, the girl's dad said. He knelt down to me. What's your name, kid? 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗲. Izuku, you seem to be a good kid. I'm sure you didn't want to do what you did to our daughter. Tomorrow you can apologize to her at school. But she hates me. Don't worry. I'll try to speak with her. I'll give you an advice. No matter how cruel your powers are, if you have a good heart you can do anything. 7 To be honest, I felt better. I was a 7-year-old kid after all. Thank you, mister. And just when one problem was solved, another one came the next day. As my mom was sending me to school, I was messing around. I was excited to apologize to the girl. Then I got to the road without realizing. Izuku. I heard my mom's voice. Then I was pushed. The next thing I saw was the worst. My mother died. A truck hit her really hard. I was crying really loud. For the next 2 days the police had took care of me. That was when it changed. Little Izuku. Your father is here. A policeman told me. Then my father appeared. Hello, Izuku. Papa. Then he hugged me. You must had a really hard time. I'm here to take you with me. Take me? Where? To America, of course. After that I went to America to continue school. My father was there to support me at any time. In the end, I never apologized to that girl. 6 In America only one thing didn't change. The bullying. But it wasn't due to my quirk. It was due to the traditional, bully the new guy, and I was used to it due to Japan's bullying and I never fought back. 9 And now, we go 9 years later, 1 week before I returned to Japan. At the hero course I was in America, there was a guy who thought I wasn't fit to be a hero with my quirk. We had a big fight and he ended up slashing me with a knife. Thank God I had healing abilities or I would have died. 7 My father took care of it and he transferred me to UA High School of Japan. He came too. He was gonna work as a hero. And he had a friend who was a doctor. He would try to create a medicine for me to never eat a human again. But good things always need their time. Then we arrived to present day. We are at September month. Half of the first year is over. I arrived to UA. I met my homeroom teacher. He seems a tired but a good guy. He told me about the dorms UA had. That wasn't the best for me since I had problems with food, but my father can take care of that. As I was waiting I heard my teacher's voice from the classroom. Come in. I took my way to enter. From the next time I won't bother you. I'll let you see the story by yourselves without me interrupting anything. This is the story of my high school years in the hero course at UA. Introduce yourself. Aizawa said. A boy with dark green hair and an eye patch entered the class. Hello. I'm Izuku Midoriya. I'm looking forward working with all of you. The boy said. A brown-haired girl noticed that the boy was nervous, but at the same time she saw sadness in his eyes. Izuku noticed the girl. That girl, why do I have a feeling that I know her? Izuku thought. 5 After the first class ended, some students wanted to learn about the transfer student. They gathered and they asked him a few questions, but before Izuku answered anything, an ash blonde hair boy came. Hey new guy. Come with me. Izuku recognized the boy. He was his childhood friend Bakugo. However, Izuku wanted to change his past, so he didn't say anything to him and he just followed him. The class was surprised. Bakugo is interested in the new guy. Way to go. A frog girl named Azui said to the brown-hair girl. I think I have seen this guy somewhere. But I can't remember. The girl thought. Bakugo and Izuku went to the roof. Bakugo closed the doors so no one will interrupt them. Izuku was kinda nervous. It's been a long time, isn't it, Izuku? Bakugo said. I don't know, what are you talking about? Izuku said. Don't play dumb. You can't trick me. First you have the eye patch so no one can see your true nature. And second, everyone in elementary school was calling you Deku. Is that enough? Bakugo said. Izuku felt defeated. Okay, you got me. Izuku said, and the two sat down and they started to talk. You know, when Aunt Inko died, I was really worried. I knew what you were going through every single day. That was too much. Then I heard you went to the America. I really wanted to say a proper goodbye. But here you are. What made you come back? Bakugo asked. 2 reasons. 1, my dad came here to work as a hero. Second, I got into a fight with a guy in America. It was so bad that he slashed me with a knife. My healing abilities are really useful. Izuku said. I see. Hey, Izuku. By the way, I'm sorry. Bakugo apologized. Izuku was confused. For what? Izuku asked. Despite your nature, I knew you're a good guy. I avoided you because I was afraid to see you go berserk. Who knows what would happen? But now I won't do it. I'll support you. Bakugo said. Thanks. Oh, by the way, I saw a brown hair girl in the class. Who was she? Izuku said. You mean round face? Her name is Achiko Uraraka. She was in our class since the elementary. Don't you remember? Bakugo asked. Well, all I remember was the bullying. I don't really remember faces. Izuku said. But she wasn't bullying you. You were going to play once in a while. Bakugo said. After a couple of seconds, Izuku remembered the incident with the girl. He realized that Uraraka was that girl all along. I'm screwed. Izuku said. What? Bakugo said. Some days before Mom dies, I was returning home. I wanted to eat so I won't go berserk. I hadn't eaten for a month. Then she came. She asked me to go play. I thought it wouldn't hurt to play for some minutes. But at some point Uraraka fell and she started to bleed at the knee. When I saw the BLD, my stomach would let me alone longer. When she realized that something was wrong, she came to check me, and 𝗧𝗵𝗲 lost control and I bit her to her shoulder. When I swallowed her flesh, I understood what I did. She punched me and she ran away. Izuku explained. Wow. You're really screwed. Bakugo said. I was planning to apologize to her, but the incident with Mom happened. It's been 9 long years. I can't even face her. Izuku said. Want a piece of advice? Or you go apologize, or you keep it a secret until everyone finds out. Your choice. In life there are always risks. And don't be afraid, I won't tell anything. Bakugo said. Well, thanks. Izuku said. The two returned to class. Aizawa entered. Now that class is ended, you will have a battle training today. We're going to ground beta. All Might is waiting for us there. Aizawa said. They all went to ground beta with their hero suits. Izuku's hero suit will be like Kaniki's from Tokyo Ghoul. In case someone hasn't seen Tokyo Ghoul, I'll leave an image here. And just a reminder, Izuku doesn't have the Kagun like Kaneki has in Tokyo Ghoul. 7. Welcome, Class 1A. Welcome, Class 1A. I'm pleased to see you again. All Might said. Then he noticed Izuku. You must be the new student. Young Midoriya, right? All Might said. I'm honored to meet you, All Might. Izuku said. Even if he was in America, he couldn't forget his hero idol. The students saw Izuku's hero suit. Some found it cool, some found it scary. Today with young Midoriya, the class has 20 students. We will do 1v1 battles today. You'll get separate in pairs. All Might said. Izuku was paired with Todoroki. The new guy will face the strongest. Kaminari said. It's probably to test his level of skill since he is new. The teachers want to see his level. Ida said. All the battles ended and it was the final battle of the day. Izuku against Shoto Todoroki. I heard that he is the strongest in the class. I wonder how strong he is. Izuku thought. So you're the new guy. Izuku Midoriya, wasn't it? Todoroki said as he took his fighting stance. Ready, start. Even if you seem to be a good guy, I can't help myself to feel that you are dangerous. Todoroki said, and he unleashed a big attack of ice. The attack was really fast, but thanks to Izuku's super speed he could see the ice going 1 second later than normal. He dodged it. He is strong. If it wasn't for my super speed I would be done. Izuku thought. But he actually dodged Todoroki's ice. Kirishima said. The real question is if he was lucky or if he saw it coming. Tokoyami said. Todoroki used his ice again, but this time he unleashed a barrage of ice spikes. Izuku dodged most of them. The last 3 spikes got him on his right arm. Izuku removed them. After a couple of seconds he healed. Teach, don't blame me for what happens next. Todoroki reacted and he used his fire. He launched a big attack and everything near Izuku was covered in smokes. 8. When the smokes disappeared, Izuku had only a few burns. His clothes were ripped from the burns. He removed his burnt mask. His black eye with the red pupil was revealed. Todoroki was frightened. But he was not the only one. The students who were watching from the monitors were surprised. Why is his eye like that? Does it have to do anything with his quirk? 𝗧𝗏 asked. What's matter, 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏? You look kinda pale. Izuku asked, who saw Uraraka being frightened. It's him. It's Deku. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 said in a low voice. Deku? Mina asked. Bakugo happened to hear the three girls. Plus, what's the deal with your eye? And how you're still fine? Todoroki said, but he noticed his burns healing. So that's the case. Todoroki said. I'm sorry, Todoroki. Izuku said. For what dash? Todoroki didn't finish his question. Izuku used his super speed to punch his to his gut. 2 He coughed. Bill, what's that brute force? What the hell is he? Healing, super speed, and he has powerful strikes. Who the hell is he? Todoroki thought. 1. That's enough. Young Midoriya wins. All Might said. The students were surprised. It was the first time they saw Todoroki get overpowered. Izuku gave his hand at Todoroki. Need help getting up? He asked. I'm fine. Todoroki said, denying Izuku's help. The two returned. Good job all of you today. All Might said. The students returned to their dorms. Almost all of the students were in the common room except Izuku didn't want to be with them. He knew what would happen if he went. He didn't want to end his first day in a bad way, so he stayed in his room. But unknown to him, he was the main topic for his classmates who were discussing. So, what do you think of the new guy? Kirishima asked. He seemed cool and badass. I mean, who else was equal to Todoroki except of Bakugo? Kaminari said. I don't know. I feel this guy is bad news. I think he wants to hide his eye for some reason. 𝗧𝗏 said. By the way, 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏, you said that this guy was Deku. Do you know him? Mina said, catching everyone's attention. Well, it's not something I would like to talk about, but since he is our classmate, I have to tell. Uraraka said, showing her shoulder. She had a scar from the bite. You once asked me where I got this scar from. It was from him. His quirk is named Ghoul. He has superhuman abilities, but in exchange for this power he has to eat human flesh or he'll die. Uraraka said. The class was frightened. Mineta held his hand to his mouth. 3. You want to make me vomit, he yelled. You mean he tried to eat you? Kirishima asked. Uraraka nodded. That's messed up. Yaoyorozu said. Unfortunately, it's the truth. It happened 9 years ago. Uraraka said. If you plan to tell them, at least tell them the whole story. A pissed-off Bakugo speaked. You knew? Hagakure asked, shocked. Of course I knew. He is my childhood friend. Bakugo said. That explains why you speak to him out of the blue. Azui said. You said that he tried to eat you. That's true. But you didn't tell them that he couldn't control it at that time. If he doesn't eat in a month, his body will become weak and he might go berserk in order to eat. You were just unlucky. Bakugo said. 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 was almost eaten alive and you say she was unlucky. Mina said, trying to defend her. That's what I'm saying. Try to do anything funny to him and I'll deal with you myself. Bakugo said, and he left to his dorm room. 7. The next day, Izuku went to his class early. Only Ida was there. Good morning, Midoriya. Ida greeted. Good morning, Ida, wasn't it? Izuku said, trying to remember his name. I'm Tenya Ida. He introduced himself. Aren't you a bit early? Izuku asked. I'm the class representative. I always come early. But what about you? You are 20 minutes early. Ida said. Well, to tell you the truth, after what happened yesterday, I would like to avoid people if it's not for class. Izuku said. About that, I must inform you that we found out about your quirk from Uraraka. Ida said. Well, I saw it coming. Izuku said nervously. I'll be honest with you. Most of the class doesn't like you. But as a class representative, I always give to my classmates a second chance if they do something bad. If you need anything, feel free to tell me. Ida said. 6. Thanks, I feel a little better. Izuku said. Then slowly all of the students, one by one, they were coming to class. After some classes ended, it was time for the lunch break. It was kinda quiet. Until Ishido came to talk to Izuku. Midoriya. She said. Ishido, right? Izuku said. Mina Ishido. Now listen to me. Just because you're super strong, don't think you'll get away with it. Ishido threatened. Izuku knew very well what she meant, but he decided to play dumb. I don't know what you're talking about. Izuku said. Don't play dumb. You know what I mean. We know what you did to Ochako. Mina said. Then Ochako touched her hand to Mina's shoulders. It's fine, she said as her hand was trembling. No, it's not, Mina said, and she turned to Midoriya again. Look at her. Even if she tried to calm me, her hand is trembling. I never saw her like that. Have you ever thought about others' feelings? Mina said. Izuku wouldn't talk. Then Bakugo came and grabbed Mina's uniform shirt. I thought I gave you a warning last night, raccoon eyes. Bakugo said, ready to use his explosions. Why are you defending him? You know what he did. Mina said. Shut it. It's not his fault he couldn't control it as a brat. He is a good guy. Even if his eye exposed his nature, he still hides it. Why do you think it that? Bakugo said. Guys, don't fight. Just leave it be, you two. Ida said, trying to stop the fighting. Whatever. Izuku, let's go. Bakugo said. And Izuku followed. Uraraka said. The two boys turned around. We need to talk at night. Just the two of us. Uraraka said. Izuku was afraid. He wanted to decline. But he'll see you at night. Now come Deku. Bakugo said, and the two left the class. Are you out of mind, Ochako? After what he did to you, you want to speak to him without anyone around. What if he tries anything? Hagakure said. I know you are all worried, but this is something I must do by myself. Uraraka said. At the roof the two boys were talking. What did you do? I was about to decline. Izuku said. The sooner you make up for it, the better. You are getting blamed for something you didn't want. Bakugo said. It's not like they are wrong. They are just worried about their friend. Izuku said. Just stop caring for others. For once, you have to do something about yourself. You didn't do it for 10 years, damn it. Bakugo said. Izuku had told him about the bullying in America the last day. You're going to talk to Round Face. Bakugo said. At the afternoon, Uraraka found Izuku. Deku, come with me. Bakugo, make sure no one will follow us. Uraraka said. The two left and they arrived to ground beta. I think here is good, Uraraka said, and she turned around to Izuku. Izuku was thinking about what she was gonna say. I'm ready to face my consequences. Uraraka turned to Izuku and she revealed her shoulder to show him his scar. This is your doing. This is what you did to me 9 years ago. Now I'll have this scar forever. Because of you. Do you have any idea how much I suffered because of that? I even lose my sleep sometimes because of that day. I have nightmares that you eat me alive. Uraraka said. Izuku wouldn't say a word. He was only looking at the ground in regret, even if he knew he would hear that. He knows what it means to suffer, but he decided to not speak and let her continue. I wasn't planning to speak to you, but I remembered my dad's advice. Uraraka said as she remembered her dad's words. Ochako, I know that you are angry and sad, don't hate at him. I saw the boy myself, you know. I know this is painful, but you can give him a second chance. He seemed to have a good heart. He was crying, you know. Your quirk is dangerous. Many lives can be lost. You just don't see humans as anything else but food. But since you're in the hero course, let me ask you something. Uraraka said. Izuku was looking at the ground. He knew what was coming. He was ready to pay for what he did. What you did to me, what happened 9 years ago. Do you regret it? Uraraka asked. Izuku was surprised. He didn't expect that question. He looked at Uraraka. Izuku reacted. Do you regret it? She asked again. Izuku looked at the ground and he slowly nodded yes. Take off the eye patch, Uraraka said. But Izuku asked. You regret it, right? Take your eye patch off, Uraraka said. Please, don't. I don't dash, Izuku got interrupted. Just do it. I want to see your real eye, Uraraka said. Izuku hesitated at first, but he took it off. Uraraka looked at his ghoul eye. So appealing, but that eye hides his real feelings. All I see is pain, sadness and regret. She thought. Deku. If you regret it, tell it to me, but look at me with both of your eyes. 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said. Izuku was looking at her. His ghoul eye let tears fall. It was just like when he apologized to 𝗬𝗧𝗏's parents. It was feeling like a déjà vu to Izuku. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I regret what I did, Izuku said while crying. He knelt to the ground. His fists were touching the floor. 𝗬𝗧𝗏 knelt down to him. She touched his shoulder. It's fine. Let it all out. Let your pain go, 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said. Then Izuku followed her advice and he gave a loud cry. After a couple of minutes, Izuku calmed down. He put his eye patch again and they decided to return. They spoke about many things including Izuku's unfortunate life in America. They arrived late at night. No one was in the common room. Everyone was probably sleeping. When they were going to separate to go to their rooms, 𝗬𝗧𝗏 called Izuku. Deku. Izuku turned around. You don't have to hide your eye. What? Because it's appealing. It's a shame to hide it, 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said. Izuku blushed and he placed his hand to his eye patch. No one has ever told him something good about his eye. Thanks. Good night, 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said, and she left for her room. Izuku was alone at the common room until I saw that shitty Izuku. Bakugo's voice was heard. Kaken. You're still awake. What? Izuku asked, surprised. Round Face asked me to make sure no one would follow. That's what I did. After everyone went to sleep, I was waiting for your return. Let's go to your room to tell me about it, Bakugo said, and the two boys went to his room. Meanwhile, Ochako entered her room only to see the other girls waiting for her. Took you long enough, Jiro said. Ochako was surprised. What are you doing in my room? Ochako asked. We were waiting for you, of course. Now speak. What happened? Hagakure said. Ochako sat down and she started. Well, he apologized. Ochako said. That's all. No way. You were missing for an hour. Ashido said. Ochako then started to cry a little. Oh, Ochako. What's the matter? Azui asked. He had regretted it since the first moment and he was bearing with it for 9 years. And all I did was hating him. He hates himself. He hides his eye because he hates himself. Ochako said. Did he tell you that? Yaoyorozu asked. Ochako nodded a no. No. He didn't. But I could see it in his eyes. Ochako said. Meanwhile, now speak. What happened? Bakugo asked. I apologized to her. Izuku said. That's not only it, isn't it? Bakugo said. Huh. Izuku reacted. Don't play dumb, Izuku. I saw how you two looked at each other. Speak now. Bakugo said. She wanted to see my ghoul eye. And let's say I feel a little better now. I didn't anything to her, I swear. I won't tell because it's embarrassing. Izuku said. I got it. You cried in front of her. Well, it was only logical. Bakugo said. Hey. Izuku said. I hit the mark. Bakugo mocked. So, did she forgive you? Bakugo asked. I don't know. She never told me. But she wasn't angry. As we were returning, we were talking about many things. Izuku said. I'll take that as a yes or as a test. Bakugo said. Meanwhile, so, that means that did you forgive him? Ashido asked. I'm not sure. I can't forgive him, but I can't be angry at him either. It's complicated. Ochako said. 5, take your time. Now we have to go. It's already too late. Yaoyorozu said, and the girls left. Ochako was feeling like her heart was gonna explode. She never felt like that again. She would only think of Izuku. However, instead of being terrified, she felt happy. She blushed. Plus, I'm looking forward to see you tomorrow, Izuku. Izuku was woken up. He never had a good sleep in years. He looked at the time and he saw that was gonna be late. I'm gonna be late. I have 10 minutes left. Izuku said. He prepared in record time. For before he leaves he was gonna put his eye patch, but he remembered 𝗬𝗧𝗏's words. But before he starts doubting, he remembered Bakugo's words last night before he leaves Izuku alone. Flashback. I guess, I'll go to my room to sleep. Bakugo said. Good night. Izuku said. Oh Izuku. Something last. I'll agree with what Round Face told you. Bakugo said. Izuku was kinda confused. Huh. Don't hide your eye. You wanna be a hero because you wanna save people, right? Bakugo said. Yes. If you want to save people you must save yourself first. Bakugo said before he leaves. Izuku didn't understood what he meant at first, but then he got the message. He must accept what he is and use his nature for good. And a flashback, I guess I'll give a try, he said, and he left the eye patch. Izuku used his super speed and he arrived at UA. He saw Aizawa out of the door. Good morning, sensei. You're just in time, kid. I was about to enter. Then he noticed that the eye patch was missing. You forgot your eye patch. Aizawa said. I didn't. I just didn't put it today. Izuku said, and he entered to the class. Aizawa smiled. 3. It seems the kid tries to become a man, he thought. The classmates noticed that Izuku didn't had his eye patch. Uraraka smiled to Izuku and Bakugo smirked. Aizawa then speaked. 3. Today we will do a rescue training at the USJ, he said, and the students took their hero suits. They all entered the bus which would lead them to USJ. Izuku sat away from the others. Then someone called his name. Hey, Izuku. What are you doing there by yourself? There's a free seat here. Bakugo said. Izuku saw a seat next to him empty. He hesitated to go at first. He didn't want to be in the crowd of the students. But in the end he went. Izuku was nervous and he was looking at the ground. Bakugo saw that and he patted him to his back. Mitchell. It's not like they hate you. Bakugo said. 2. That's right. You are really cool, man. You were equal to Todoroki and you weren't even serious. That's badass. Kaminari said, who was next to Bakugo. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It matters what you do in the present and what are you gonna do in the future. Kirishima said, who was next to Izuku. Izuku felt a little better. After a couple of minutes they arrived at USJ. They found 13 there. Welcome class 1A. It's good to see you again. 13 said. Where's All Might? Aizawa asked. He informed that he is gonna be late. Shall we begin the training? 13 said. Then a dark purple portal opened. Many villains got out of the gate. The League of Villains. Aizawa said, preparing his scarf. Who are they? Izuku asked. The League of Villains. They are the most popular villain group in Japan after they attacked us in our training camp this summer. To think that they broke the security system. Bakugo said. 6. Listen us. You have your hero licenses. If you want to fight you are allowed. Aizawa said. What about me? I don't have a license. Izuku asked. Use your super speed to inform the teachers. Aizawa said. I'm sorry. You're not going anywhere. A voice was heard. It was the dark purple man, aka Kurojirai. Then he separate the students in many places in USJ. At the entrance remained Aizawa, 13, Uraraka, Shoji, Ida, Ashido, Aoyama and Sato. The others were thrown into random zones in USJ. 1. They all were fighting the villains in the central plaza. At the fire zone Izuku was surrounded by a large number of villains. He was by himself. He is only one. We're lucky. One villain said. Izuku was just waiting for the villains to attack. Then a black-haired villain appeared. Oh, you're a new student I guess. It's the first time seeing you here. My name's 𝗬𝗲𝗏. 𝗬𝗲𝗏 introduced himself. Great, now with 𝗬𝗲𝗏 here we won't have any problem. A random villain said. Wait, idiot. I have a feeling this guy is bad news. I'll give a helping hand. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 said and he used his fire to Izuku. The attack was huge. Now he is yours. I'll go check the other zones. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 said leaving. Izuku was injured from the fire. I'll need at least 1 minute to heal. This guy's fire is stronger than Todoroki's. Izuku thought. Kill him, a villain shouted. Then when villain was ready to stab him. Any last words, kid? The villain said. I have no choice. I'm sorry. I hope I'll be forgiven. But I need power to survive and help the others. Izuku thought. Yes. I have. Izuku said. Say it. The villain with the knife said. Izuku then took his mask off revealing his ghoul eye. Thanks for the food. 21 Meanwhile at the Central Plaza, the heroes had the advantage at the Central Plaza. Some students had returned from the zones they were sent to. "It's over, Shigaraki, you're the only one left here standing." Aizawa said. "You're not wrong. But you're not right either. You see, we have something that we didn't have the last time." "No. Kill them," Shigaraki said, and a giant life form appeared. It was like an All Might with a bird head and an exposed brain. It took out many of the students and Aizawa was in critical state. 13 was struggling against Kurogiri. "Do it, Nomu," Shigaraki ordered. But when Nomu was going to punch Aizawa, he punched something else which came in huge speed. The impact caused a huge shockwave. When everything became clear, All Might had rescued Aizawa and he blocked Nomu's punch. "Not impressed," All Might said, and he punched Nomu. "2, you can all rest now." "But because I'm here," All Might said. Nomu and All Might started to fist fight. All Might had the advantage at the start, but Nomu took the lead and he got All Might at his knees. "See, Nomu was created to kill All Might. You lost, heroes," Shigaraki said, until a random villain appeared. "Shigaraki, we must leave now," he shouted. "Are you idiot? Don't you see here? All Might's on his knees. We win," Shigaraki said. "But we have a huge problem. At the fire zone, Studenthi is on a rampage and he..." The villain was terrified to speak. "He what?" Shigaraki asked. "He ate one of our comrades. Now he is coming here. We must leave now," the villains shouted. The heroes and the students had an idea on what happened, but they hoped that was not the case. Then a shout was heard and they saw a figure holding a head on his hand. It was Izuku. His normal eye changed its color to red. He was covered in blood of others. "I tease him. Run," the villain shouted, but before he reacts more, Izuku smashed his face to the ground, killing him. "You're loud," Izuku said. Shigaraki was shocked. "What the? Who is he?" "A new student," he wondered. "Young Midoriya." All Might reacted. "He's gone berserk. We must get him to his senses before it's too late." Bakugo shouted. "Enemu, kill him, the student now." Shigaraki shouted. Nomu attacked Izuku, only its face to break from Izuku's punch. They were all shocked. All Might was struggling and he just broke its face. "You're in the way," Izuku said. He jabbed his hands into the middle of his Nomu's torso and slowly ripped its body in half down the middle. They were all shocked. "Impossible. Impossible. Kurogiri. We're leaving." "No." Shigaraki shouted, terrified. Kurogiri used his portal to help Shigaraki and the villains who were unharmed to escape, and they left. The villains left. Kirishima said, "Now we have a bigger problem." Siro said, pointing at Izuku. Izuku looked at the students and he walked to them. "Help the classmates survive. Defeat the villains." Izuku was murmuring, but it was loud enough for the students to hear it. "He thinks we're villains too," Kaminari said. Izuku looked at the students and Kaminari's guess was right. Izuku couldn't understand heroes from villains. "I'll take you down, villains." See, I was right." "What now?" Kaminari said. Then Uraraka stepped in the front. "DKU. Stop. This isn't you," she shouted. 6 Izuku charged to her, but he was stopped by All Might block. "Young Uraraka. What are you doing? He has the intent to kill," All Might said before getting punched. He was sent flying. The students couldn't move from their fear. Izuku grabbed Uraraka's neck. He was about to choke her. "Deku, please, come back to us. You're not a killing machine. You a human. You're a human like us," Uraraka said. Then Bakugo managed to get the courage to attack his friend. "Hey, come back to your senses, shitty Izuku. We are not your enemies," he said before getting attacked. He got knocked out. Izuku was still holding Uraraka's neck. She started to cry a little. "Please, you plan to become a hero, right? You're a good person. So, please, come back to us, Izuku," Uraraka said. Izuku's normal eye was shaking. It was trying to change its color and return back to normal. Then it happened. Izuku was tearing, but instead of tears he was crying BLD from his ghoul eye. When he came back to his senses he let 𝗬𝗧𝗏 down. What did I do? To him, a monster. Izuku said. He might have gone berserk, but he remembers everything. He was about to leave, but 𝗬𝗧𝗏 held his arm. Don't go. You're not monster. 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said. Thanks for being kind. But don't lie. I see fear in everyone's eyes. I know what I did. I bet they all hate me or they are afraid of me. I must leave now before I do something else to harm the class. Izuku said, trying to leave, but 𝗬𝗧𝗏 wouldn't let go of his arm. No one hates you. You're just a person who needs help. And we're here for you. Besides, we are the hero course. If we don't help you, then who will? 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said. Izuku was touched by what she said. She's right, Midoriya. We don't hate you. You just need your time controlling you powers, that's all. Iida said. Yeah. After all, you saved our asses there. That was manly. Kirishima said. Hey. Are you back to your shitty senses? Bakugo said, who gained consciousness again. I don't want to ruin the moment, but what about the corpses? I'm sure the police will try to investigate it. Zero said. 3. I can take care of that. All Might came from where he was sent from Izuku's punch. The detective happens to be a good friend of mine. I can find a solution, he said. One after a couple of minutes the police arrived. They arrested the injured villains. When they noticed the corpses. What happened with the corpses? Detective Tsukachi asked. They students were silent. It was me. Izuku came in the front. The detective was surprised to see a student. His quirk showed him that he was telling the truth. I need you to come with me. Detective Tsukachi said. Wait. All he wanted was to save us. 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said. He had no control over his quirk. He is not a bad guy. Bakugo said. Relax. I won't put him in jail. I just want to ask him some questions. Tsukachi said. Wait, Naomasa. I'll come with you. All Might said. 1 hour time skipped. Tsukachi, All Might and Izuku were in the interrogation room and the detective was ready to ask his questions to Izuku. Okay kid. As I told your friends, I'll ask you some questions. All you have to do is to answer the truth. If you don't, my quirk will tell me you're lying. The detective said. Okay. Izuku said. As I read in the file here, your quirk is called Ghoul. What are your abilities? Super strength, super speed, super endurance and heal regeneration. But to have those powers you must eat human flesh. Your friend said you can't control your quirk. Was that true? Yes and no. 2. Give me details. I only lose control of my quirk when I don't eat human flesh for more than a month or if I eat more than I have to. Which of the two happened in today's case? I was surrounded by villains and I was by myself. Was worried about the others. So, I decided to eat as much as I could. If I go berserk I'll probably be on a rampage and defeat anyone in my way. But since I have no consciousness, I might end up kill someone. Have you considered that you may kill some of your friends? Yes. But I think it was the only way. All Might was on his knees by that thing. If I wasn't there I wonder what would happen. How many villains you killed today? Well, I don't remember the numbers, but it would be around 20 to 25 villains. I ate 2 of them and I would eat a part of some villains. The detective's quirk was positive that Izuku was telling the truth to everything he said until now. He was shocked to what he heard. He thought that this was messed up. Many of those who were hearing the questions were shocked too. Now I want to ask something else. The detective said. Sure. Izuku said. Have you ever lost control before? The detective asked. I know that many people are watching and they hear us. What you asked me is something I don't want to talk about in front of many people. Izuku said, looking at the ground. Everyone leave the room and turn off the audio, please. All Might you to. The detective respected Izuku's request. Now we are only the 2 of us. You're free to talk. The detective said. It was 9 years ago. I hadn't eaten in a month. The government would send us human flesh from people who were already dead. They sent us the meat late than anticipating. I was returning from school. Then a classmate asked me to go play. I wanted to go home to eat so it wouldn't happen anything. But I couldn't reject the girl's request either. Izuku explained and he continued. As we were playing she fell and she started to bleed at her knee. When I saw the BLD I lost consciousness for about 15 seconds. When I regained my consciousness, I had bitten her shoulder. She punched me and she in a way. Ever since that day, I never let myself lose control again, until today. He finished. The detective was looking at the boy and he felt sad. That's all. You can return to UA now. Your father has been informed. Oh, and since you're very powerful already, you should avoid taking these risks. The detective said. Izuku and all might return to UA. In the end, I didn't have to do anything. Well, it's 𝗂𝗵𝗲 we're talking about. He is really a good guy. If you ever need any help you can count on him in the future. All Might said to Izuku. Izuku returned to the Class 1A dorm. His classmates were waiting for him. Izuku entered the common room. Midoriya's back. Kaminari said who was the first to see him. The students got Kaminari's attention and they noticed Izuku. Good thing you came back. Bakugo said. You should have seen Ochako. She was worried sick about you. Ashido said with a smirk. Uraraka blushed. Stop it. It wasn't like that. I was just worried about my classmate. Nothing more. She tried to get away with an answer. The students were laughing. The night ended in a nice way. The students made a party despite being attacked by villains some hours ago. 2 months have passed since the USJ incident. This day is an important day to Izuku. That is for 2 reasons. The first one is that he was gonna finally choose his hero name. He was already fallen behind due to the fact that he is the only one in his class who hasn't his provisional hero license. Choosing a hero name is already a big step for Izuku to catch up with the others. Aizawa entered the class. Good morning, class. Today, a rare chance will be given to you. Due to Midoriya's lack of a hero name, you can have a chance to change your hero name in case you're not satisfied with the one that you have at the moment. Aizawa announced. Everyone was satisfied with their current names, so only Izuku had to think of a name. Midoriya, you find a name until the lunch break. Aizawa said. Izuku started to think. He had a hard time. He never really thought about it. Then he started to think about any characteristic of his quirk of his hero suit. He came up with something. 5 minutes before the lunch break the class had free time. The class had with Midnight. Then Aizawa entered. Midnight. I'm here to hear Midoriya's hero name. Aizawa said. That explains why his mind wasn't in the class today. Sure. You can go ahead. Midnight said. Izuku went to the board and he wrote his hero name. This will be my hero name. Izuku announced. 5. Care to explain why? Midnight asked. When I first came here I had an eye patch to hide my ghoul eye. In my hero costume I still have the eye patch because I find it cool. Izuku said. That was a reasonable and a good choice. Midnight said. Now we go to the second reason. Class 1A was planning to do a party tonight. Why was it important to Izuku? You'll see. When the party started Izuku preferred to relax in his room. Then someone knocked his room door. Izuku opened the door and he saw Bakugo and Kirishima. Hey Midoriya. We didn't see you at the party and we came to see if you're okay. Kirishima said. I'm fine. I just wanted to stay here. I was dash. Izuku didn't finish what he wanted to say. Kirishima and Bakugo grabbed one of his shoulders each and they started to drag him. Wait, what are you doing? Izuku asked. You know you can't escape shitty Izuku, don't you? Bakugo said with a smirk. We have a rule here. When we have a party, everyone comes. Kirishima said. Izuku got dragged to the party. After 10 minutes Izuku was in a drinking contest with Mineta. We have a new challenger. Midoriya will face the drinking champion Mineta. Ashido said. 1. The drink of today's contest will be whiskey. Kaminari yelled. 2. Midoriya, the rules are simple. You must drink the cup in 1 gulp. Kirishima said. Mineta holds the record of 4 cups of whiskey. Jiro said. 2. Bakugo brought 3 bottles. Let the contest begin. Bakugo said. Wait, maybe we can think of it. I never drank anything else except of coffee. Izuku said. Well, it's your time to try something new. Kaminari said. Ready, set, go. 𝐎𝐩𝐼𝐧𝐿 said. Minato drank the first cup. Izuku hesitated, but he drank it in one gulp. Actually, this is good. Izuku said. Round 2. 𝐎𝐩𝐼𝐧𝐿 said. They drank again. Round 3. The two drank again. Minato looked like he was at his limit, but Izuku was completely fine. Hey, he's keeping up. Are we gonna have a new champion? Kirishima said. Round 4. That was the most crucial round. The two drank. The two were still able to drink. Minato was drunk already. Give me more. Minato said. Oh, he is drunk. 𝗧𝗏 said. Round 5. The two drank again. This guy is a beast. He's keeping up with Minato. Shoji said. Minato passed out on the table. He passed out. Midoriya is the new drinking champion. 𝐎𝐩𝐼𝐧𝐿 said. But when Izuku got up, he was ready to vomit. I need the toilet. Izuku said. I'll take you there, 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 said. After Izuku vomited, 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 was waiting for him outside of the bathroom. Jeez, these guys. Despite knowing you never drunk again, they brought whiskey. Are you better? 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 said. Yeah, a little bit. But don't worry. It happens every time. It happens when I eat normal food or when I drink something except of water or coffee. If I put in my stomach anything else, I'll vomit. Izuku said. If you have that problem with your stomach, why you drank? You could tell us. 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 said, worried. I didn't want to ruin the party. Izuku said. If it's about your health, you should take care of yourself. 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏 said. The two returned to the party. After a couple of hours, some went to sleep. Only 8 guys remained. Izuku, Bakugo, 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏, 𝗎𝗏𝗏, Kirishima, Azui, Kaminari, and Todoroki. We are only 8 now. Izuku said. That makes it perfect. Kaminari said. For what? Izuku asked. Truth or dare? 𝗎𝗏𝗏 said. The 8 started the game. Kaminari would ask first. Bakugo. Truth or dare? Dare. I dare you to remain with only your underwear for the rest of the game. You think I won't do it? It's on. Bakugo yelled and he himself, and he remained with his underwear. But he actually did it. Todoroki said. 2, my turn. Frog Girl. Truth or dare? Dare. I dare you to drink 1 cup of whiskey. You have 30 seconds after the first gulp. Azui managed to drink it within the time of 30 seconds. Mina. Truth or dare? Truth. When it's about love incidents, you become the gossip girl. True or false? Hey, that was a low blow. True. Mina answered. Todoroki. Truth or dare? Truth. In the previous truth or dare, you told us that you like a girl from the class. Who is the lucky one? Is that supposed to be a question? Todoroki asked. If you don't want to answer, you can drop out. Bakugo said. It's fine. It's Yaoyorozu. But since I know you, 𝗎𝗏𝗏, don't try anything stupid. I'll tell her myself. Todoroki said. Sure. Just go already. Mina said. Shut it. Midoriya. Truth or dare? Truth. If you had the chance to change a moment of your life, what would it be? It's an incident you already know. 9 years ago I bit 𝗬𝗏𝗏 and I left her that scar. I still regret it. If I had the chance to change it, I would do it without second thought. Izuku said one of the 2 moments he wanted to change. The second was his mother's death, but he didn't want to speak about that. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 blushed. 𝗎𝗏𝗏 didn't lose any time and she noticed that. She smirked. Bakugo noticed her. 𝗧𝗏𝗏. You better not do anything funny. Bakugo thought. After some time as the game was going on, 𝗎𝗏𝗏 was dared to take off her BR without removing the shirt. She decided to make things more extreme. 1 Midoriya. Truth or dare? I'll go with dare this time. Midoriya said. You're doomed. Bakugo thought. I dare you to kiss Ochako in the lips. Izuku was speechless. Maybe that was too much, 𝗎𝗏𝗏. Kirishima said. Well, why? It's truth or dare. Anything goes. Mina said. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 blushed and she got up to leave. It's fine. If Deku doesn't want to do it, he can just drop out. That is really embarrassing after all. Uriarika said, and she tried to leave. However, Izuku grabbed her and he kissed her. The others were actually impressed he had the guts to do it. Done. Now let's continue to play. Izuku said. Wow. You are manly. Kirishima said. That took some guts. Kaminari said. But before they continued to play, Uriarika slapped Izuku. Everyone was surprised. Everyone was confused by Uriarika's slap to Izuku. I just told you a few hours ago. Don't do something that you don't want just because you don't want to ruin a party or a game. That was the reason you did it, didn't you? Uriarika said. Izuku understood. Hey roundface, maybe you're overstate this. Bakugo said, trying to help. Shut up. The same thing happened in the drinking contest. Did you know that he would vomit if he puts anything in his stomach that is not human flesh? The other thing he can drink is water and coffee. Despite that, he drank. Just because he didn't want to ruin the party. He did the same now. He just looks to satisfy everyone, but he never does what he wants for himself. Uriarika said, and she ran to her room. Izuku was disappointed in himself. Because she was right. Don't feel bad. Just apologize to her tomorrow. Bakugo said. I'll try and talk to her. It's my fault for making the dare. Ashido said. No, it's not. She is right. I did that because I didn't want to not ruin the game. Izuku said. Bakugo then punched him. If I was in Roundface's place, I would be angry too. You vomit everything you put in your stomach, but you still drunk 5 cups of whiskey. He said. He sighed. But since I understand why you do that, I won't go further. Just go apologize to her tomorrow. And don't do this again. He said. Fine. Izuku asked. Mina went to Achiko's room. She knocked the door. Achiko. It's me. Mina. Can I come in? Ashido asked. Yeah. It's unlocked. Achiko said. Ashido saw Achiko with tears in her eyes. She hugged her. I'm sorry. It happened because of me. If I had never asked him, Ashido said. It's not your fault. I just overreacted. But even if I know 𝗧𝗧 can't stop crying. Achiko said. Wanna talk about it? Mina asked. Achiko nodded in agreement. It's just that has suffered enough in his life. He never tries to satisfy himself. Even in this games which aren't anything big. When you asked him to kiss me, he wasn't talking. He was looking at the ground. He didn't want to do it. Achiko said. You like him, don't you? Mina asked. Achiko nodded. Yes. I'm sure that he didn't want to kiss me because he doesn't like me. I mean, I was mean to him for something he couldn't control and I hated him. Who would like someone who would be like that to anyone? Achiko said, worried. Ashido smiled. I doubt about that. Do you have any idea how he blushes when he looks at you? Mina asked. Achiko didn't expect that. Huh, she reacted. I'm sure that he likes you. But he didn't want to do it in front of everyone. And he looked down probably to not blush if he looks at you. But of course, any boy wouldn't let a chance like that to pass away. Mina said. That is too good to be true. Achiko showed her doubts. How about a bet? The loser treats a drink. Mina said. What is the bet? Achiko asked. On whether Midoriya likes you or not. I can even record it if you want proof. I'll confirm it tomorrow. If he likes you, I win. Ashido said. Okay. Achiko agreed. But unknown to her, she wasn't the only one who was discussing this matter with a friend. In Izuku's room, he and Bakugo were silent. Izuku was looking himself in the mirror. Hey, why are you looking yourself in the mirror? You have 2 minutes now. Bakugo said. Hey Kaken. What do you see? Izuku asked. What do you mean? Bakugo was confused. When you look at me, what do you see? Please tell me the truth. Izuku said. I see a dark version of All Might. I also see a cannibal. Booty also see the kindest person I have ever known. See my friend? My friend who kissed his crush today. Bakugo said. Hey, stop it. Izuku said. What? Am I wrong? It's smelling from far away that you like her. And no matter the results, you enjoyed the moment of the kiss, didn't you? It was your first kiss. It wasn't the way you wanted, but it happened. Bakugo said. So, why you asked what you asked? Bakugo asked. I wonder what is she thinking? She will probably think about how a human-eating monster kissed her. Izuku said in disappointment. Geez, you're unbelievable. Even after what I said, you still look down on you. You better stop it now before you regret it later. Good night. Bakugo said before he leaves. Izuku was looking at the outside. I never imagined that I would get a slap after I kiss my crush. Actually, I never imagined that I would actually kiss my crush. Izuku thought. The next day Izuku entered 4 minutes before the bell rings. He saw Uraraka at her desk. He went there. Uraraka, I'm sorry for yesterday. Izuku apologized. It's not your fault. I just overreacted. That's all. Don't worry about it. Achiko said. After some classes the lunch break came. Uraraka was alone to the roof. She heard a voice. Why alone, round face? Bakugo said. Oh, Bakugo. Are you alone? Uraraka asked. Yeah. Actually, I wanted to talk to you. Bakugo said. Me? For what? Uraraka asked. I happened to hear you and Izuku this morning. It wasn't just overreaction, wasn't it? Bakugo looked at Uraraka. She blushed. What do you mean? It wasn't anything more than that. Uraraka was trying to avoid answering. Don't worry. I won't say anything to Izuku. But just to let you know, if talk to him you won't lose. He likes you anyway, so it's a win-win. Bakugo said and he left. Uraraka was surprised. And she knew that Bakugo is not a liar. Izuku likes me, she thought. For the rest of the classes he was feeling a little better. When the classes ended, Mina met Achiko. I'm sorry, Achiko. He is so stubborn. I couldn't get him to answer. All he was saying was, no comment. Ashido showed her disappointment. It's fine. Actually, how about we go for a drink? I treat. Uraraka said. But no one won the bet. Ashido said. It's fine. I just feel like it. Let's go. Uraraka said. The next day, Izuku got a message from Achiko. After school, come meet me at the roof. Izuku was wondering what she wants. After the school ended, the two went to the roof. So, what did you want to talk about? Izuku asked. Izuku, I like you. Wanna go out with me? Uraraka said. Izuku was caught off guard. He didn't expect his crush to like him. He was going to accept. However, before he answers, a big explosion in the city happened. What happened? Izuku asked. I don't know. Probably a villain attack. Uraraka said. Then the UA sound alarmed. Attention. The hero course, take your hero costumes and meet your teachers. It's an emergency. We are going to assist the heroes in a big battle with villains. The students found Aizawa. Midoriya. You'll stay behind. Aizawa said. What? But I want to help. Izuku said. I know. But in the worst case scenario, we need the strongest to stay behind to protect the people. Aizawa said, and the hero course left with the teachers. Izuku was watching them leaving. He was disappointed. Then Nizu appeared. Why the long face, young Midoriya? He asked. I wanted to help. But in the end, I'll just stay behind like always. Izuku said. What are you waiting for then? Nizu said. I can't. Aizawa is right. In the worst case scenario, I must stay alive. Izuku said. You're not wrong. But what matters is what you want. Do you want to help people? Nizu asked. Yes. I want to go there and save them all. Izuku said. What are you waiting for? I give you permission as your principal to go and save people. Nizu said. Thank you. Izuku said, and he left UA to go and help. Nizu was watching Midoriya leaving and he thought. Plus, Izuku Midoriya. A really interesting kid. If you have a chance to rise, this is it. Things were looking good for the heroes. They had overpowered the villains with all might, taking down many of them. Until the villain mastermind appeared. He wiped out many heroes on his way. The only thing that many heroes and hero trainers would feel was fear. His aura gave them hallucinations of everyone's death. It seems I had to lend you a hand, Tamura. Thank God you came. You are the only one who can take down All Might. Shigaraki said to his MSTR. Don't worry. I'll take care of him now. You can all relax now. If the number one hero falls, they will probably lose their will to fight. The boss said. He approached All Might. He was exhausted from the fight with the other villains. He defeated many villains, but the number continued to grow and All Might got tired. Oh, it seems you're tired, All Might. What's the matter? Have you grown weaker? 2. You really chose the worst timing for me. However, I'll make sure you'll go to prison for sure, All for One. All Might said. Phew. You really think so, All Might? As you wish. All for One said, and he punched All Might. After that first punch, all that followed was only the humiliation of Japan's beloved hero. All for One was just playing around. It's such a shame. I play around because I thought you will fight seriously. But it seems you can't even stand. How about I finish this by putting an end to your life? All for One said, and he made his hand sharp as a katana. Everyone was terrified by AFO's power, but they were weak to help All Might. It seems that would be the end of their hero. Goodbye, All Might. All for One said. However, something came fast and All Might disappeared. Then a smoke covered the figure who saved All Might. It seems I'm in time. It's my turn. A voice was heard. Everyone looked at the figure. When the smoke disappeared, they all saw Izuku with his hero costume. Midoriya. What is he doing here? Wasn't he supposed to stay at UA to protect the non-heroes? Well, at least he saved All Might. Many comments were heard. But the one who was the highlight was this one. 𝗵𝗃𝗧𝗏. He is the one. The one who one-sided any. Shigaraki said. Oh. You destroyed my favorite toy. How about you pay about it? All for One said. Izuku cracked his fingers. You talk a lot. Izuku said. You sure are an interesting kid. What the deal with that eye patch? I would recommend you to have both of your eyes to see. All for One said, only to get punched. He was knocked back a little. As I said, you talk a lot. Izuku said. All for One was shocked from the punch. This is the third time that I got a punch that actually hurt me. The first time was from All Might and the second was from that guy from America, the Kryptonian. This boy is the third one. Who is he? All for One thought. 7. You really are interesting. What's your name? All for One asked. Call me Eye Patch. Bring it on, Eye Patch. All for One charged to Izuku. Izuku punched All for One again. This time he got knocked down from the punch. You're the first one, you really gives me a bad feeling. This is the first time I think killing you is the solution. Izuku said. His classmates heard that and they were shocked. What the hell are you saying, Izuku? Bakugo asked. You're not wrong, Eye Patch. But I'm curious. Why a hero like you came here only to kill me? All for One asked. Well, to kill a monster, you need another monster. Right? He looked at his friends and he smiled. When he turned around to All for One. Well then, I have to get serious. You really are a dangerous one. I don't plan to go to jail for a third time. All for One said, and he released a dark red aura surrounding his body. Izuku could understand that he has powered up. I can feel his tremendous power. He plans to end it with one blow. If I want to counter, I must eat human flesh. But I can't kill anyone. Izuku thought. Then he got an idea. He decided to try it even if it wouldn't work. But he would never know if he doesn't try it. He ate a piece of his arm where it would be only meat without bones. Everyone was with their jaws dropped. The shock in everyone's eyes. Are you insane, kid? All for One asked. Then his eaten part regenerated and his normal eye changed color. But instead of just a red pupil, the eye became black just like his ghoul eye. You really are a monster. I won't deny that. But are you strong enough to kill me? All for One said. Then Izuku just grabbed his head and he took him away from everyone. He slammed AFO's head to a building and he got the upper hand. He took him away. Kaminari asked. But how are we gonna learn what happened? Zero asked. Then a guy with a TV head appeared. Maybe I can help. If I see a person, I can play his current life on TV. That means I can show you his fight. The TV head guy said. He opened his TV screen and they all saw Izuku having the upper hand. He had All for One down and he was punching him non-stop. Then Shigaraki appeared with some of the league. Sensei, he shouted. Izuku didn't lose any time and he attacked the villains. He took them all out with one strike each. Then Izuku made the only mistake he shouldn't do. He let his guard down. All for One created a giant blade from his finger and he attacked Izuku's head. The blade passed through his brain. Izuku fell down. Bakugo and Uraraka were shouting watching Izuku's defeat. All for One was barely standing. He used one of his quirks to bring consciousness to the knocked-out villains. "Is it over?" Toga asked. "It seems so." Spinner said. "What now, sensei? Are you sure you didn't want him as an ally?" Shigaraki asked, knowing that AFO would recruit any strong person. "This boy is too much to handle. If we had let him alive, he would have been a greater threat than All Might. It's better this way. Let's go." All for One said, and Kurogyari appeared to create portals everywhere in the city to help villains escape. In the end, the heroes never found Izuku's body. Ochako was crying from sadness along with many other classmates. Bakugo was screaming from anger. "I will find you. I will avenge Izuku. You better be ready when the time comes, All for One." Bakugo said. Ochako then went to Bakugo. "The last thing he told us. But all he did was to want to help people. And he sacrificed because he couldn't see himself something more than a monster. He thinks it's better this way, but hell it's not." Ochako said, crying. Somewhere else in a basement there were two men. "Are you sure about this, Chisaki?" one of the two said. "You saw his powers, Chrono. Imagine what we can do with the body." Chisaki said. Chrono checked the body and he was shocked. "Chisaki, you need to see this." Chrono said. Chisaki saw the body and he was shocked. "You've got to be kidding. He's alive." 1 year time skip 1. All Might has retired a week after the hero battle 1 year ago. Endeavor is now the #1 hero. The crime rate has increased from 8% to 20%. It is a really hard time for the heroes. The students are now to November of their second year. After Izuku's death, many students worked hard to get stronger so they can help to reduce the crime rate as low as they can. The strongest student was not other than Bakugo. After Izuku's death, he was training hard day after day, and now he's an unbeatable combat machine. Uraraka was another strong fighter, but she prefers to work as a support and a rescue hero. She feels guilty for Izuku's death for not trying to save him, and now she tries to save every civilian possible. Another one was in the spotlight was Todoroki. He was planning to become the next All Might. He powered up his 2 quirks to the next level of his powers. However, it's not enough to surpass Bakugo. As the students were discussing in the common room, Ochako was lost in her thoughts. "Ochako, Ochako, are you here?" Azui said. But I was just tired, that's all." Ochako said. "You're thinking about Midoriya again?" Azui asked. "I miss him. I miss him so much." Ochako said. "Yeah, that was really heavy for you." Yaoyorozu said. "But to say the truth, the one who took it the hardest than everyone is Bakugo." Jiro said. "Now that you mention it, he barely relax. He's been training all day." Azui said. "I'll go to bring him. He must know when to relax a bit." Kirishima said, who happened to hear the girls. He entered in Bakugo's room since he knew he wouldn't answer the door knocks. Bakugo was punching a punch bag. He was ruthless and he nearly destroyed it. He then noticed Kirishima. "Hey, shitty hair," he said. "You're still training. Come on, dude. You too must relax. I mean, you barely come to the common room at the last months. Even if we know you're becoming stronger physically, we're worried about your mentality." Kirishima said. Bakugo sighed. "Fine," he answered. After Bakugo went to the common room with Kirishima, the students opened their TV only to see a show speaking about heroes and villains. And now it's time about the top 10 most dangerous villains currently. Number 10, Toga Himiko. A high school girl who is known for her bloodlust. Her quirk is unknown to the world. If you see her, just call for a hero nearby or hide somewhere. Number 9, Kai Chisaki aka Overhaul. He is the leader of the Shy Hasaikai. He isn't too much often in the crime scene, but if he ever does, he will have a serious reason. If you see him, just run with the exception that you are a hero. Number 8, Twice. All we know about him is that he has a clone quirk. However, that alone makes him very dangerous. Number 7, Moonfish. This villain is just a mass murderer. If you have no combat experience, there's no way to fight back. Just run and pray he won't kill you. Number 6. Muscular. Another mass murderer. Joe uses his powers only to kill for fun. Even heroes are having trouble with his muscle quirk. A very dangerous one. Number 5. 𝗬𝗵𝗵𝗺. He is probably one of the most smart and dangerous villains in this era. His tenacity and his quirk are too much to handle for even top heroes. Number 4. 𝗵𝗵𝗻. There are too many of them. Some are as strong as a muscular guy and some are as strong as 𝗳𝗏𝗧𝗏 or even All Might. Their creatures are just killing machines. If you're not a hero, don't fight them. Number 3. The Black Reaper. This villain is a mystery. We don't know in which villain group he is or if he works solo. We don't even have a picture of him. However, he is really bad news. He has gained popularity for his fear even among the villains. For a top villain, he has only a 12 kill count. The terrifying part is that he leaves parts of their bodies behind. Number 2. Shigaraki. The current leader of the League of Villains. Even if All for One is stronger and Shigaraki's mentor, he left Shigaraki to do the work. If you see this guy, it's possible that you'll die or you'll have nightmares from this guy. Number 1. All for One. The villain who got All Might on his knees and he probably ended his hero career. He is the ultimate nightmare of the civilians and heroes included. He rarely appears, but if someone fights him, he will end up dead. The students weren't the only ones who were watching that show. In a room there was Chisaki and Chrono watching. You really are a terrifying villain, aren't ya? You are in the top 3, Kuro. Chisaki said. Then a boy with curly black hair, black clothes and an eye patch appeared from the shadows. It's my job to be in the spotlight to make sure you won't be a target, Chisaki. After all, you have left the most traces. The heroes will find you sooner or later if you become their priority. Kuro said. One hee. You really are feared even among the villains. You know why? Because they know your true nature. And you act so cold to all of them. But you're not cold to me even if you know I'm the worst of all of them. Why is that? Chisaki asked. Because no matter what monster you are the one who took care of me. I mean, I only remember what happened this one year. But before that, everything is blank. I wish you would have treated Eri that way too. Kuro said, and he left the room. 3. He entered to his room. You are no born to be a villain. A voice in his head spoke. Shut up. You're just a voice in my head. Just leave. You try for a half year now. Izuku spoke to that voice. You know what Overhaul does is monstrous. Why you help him? The voice asked. You already know the answer. Now get the F out of my head. Flashback. Kuro was walking to a hall until he heard some girls' screams. Screams. He wondered. He entered into the room where the screams were heard, and he saw something inhuman. He saw Chisaki cutting a little girl's veins and he then restored them. And he did it again and again until he gathered enough blood. Kuro was speechless. He saw fear in the girl's eyes. Chisaki, what is this? Kuro asked. It seems you learned my secret. You see, I try to create something that has the potential to change your humanity forever. And that's a bullet which erases quirks. To do that I need human blood. But not any blood. That girl is Eri. Her quirk is similar to mine in some ways. But she can restore someone to quirkless if she has the power. So, I use her blood to create those quirk erasing bullets. Chisaki said. And a flashback? I remember it like it was yesterday. The fear in the girl's eyes. Chisaki's inhumanity. Everything. I understood that if the girl somehow isn't useful to him, I will be next. I plan to take Eri and leave the Shy Hasaikai. But to do that I need the perfect chance. But I haven't found it yet. Kuro thought as he was thinking. Then Chrono knocked Kuro's door. I have news from Chisaki. In 3 days you have a mission. Chrono said. I got it. What kind of mission? Kuro asked. He wants you to go to UA. He wants you to gather information about the student quirks. Since they have a school festival, they will be open to civilians too. Chrono said. Kuro said. Chrono left. Kuro then took out his eye patch and he looked himself at the mirror. He was looking at his hidden eye. A black eye with red pupil. A ghoul eye. plus information on 𝐒𝐩𝐬𝐽𝐲. Kuro was prepared for his mission. Remember, Kuro, if you can't steal the files, try to memorize as many as you can. Chisaki said. Who do you think I am? I'm going, Kuro said, and he left. He had black hoodie and a black eye patch. He was about 100 meters away from UA and he noticed a duo trying to sneak inside. A tall white-haired man with a beard and a little red-haired girl. No doubt about it. That's 𝗔𝗂𝗵𝗲. I have seen him before in videos on YouTube. They will ruin my plans, Kuro said, and he ran to reach them. He appeared in front of them. Who are you, young man? 𝗔𝗂 asked. Sorry, but you chose the wrong day to sneak on UA, Kuro said. Sneak on UA? What are you talking about? 𝗔𝗂 asked. I know who you are, 𝗔𝗂𝗵𝗲. You plan to sneak and cause chaos to UA, and today it's your chance due to the festival. Sorry, but you ruined my business. Now leave before you regret it. Both of you, Kuro said. And who are you to threaten me? 𝗔𝗂 said. I'll give you a hint. I always leave a part of my victims behind, Kuro said, revealing his ghoul eye to the two criminals. You're the one from the rumors. The Black Reaper, 𝗔𝗂 said with his eyes wide open. Now leave, Kuro said. 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Change of plans. Use your quirk. This guy is really bad news, 𝗔𝗂 said. None of you two is gonna give up? I'll use my quirk, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 said, and she powered up 𝗔𝗂 with her quirk. Sorry boy. Even if you are the Reaper, we won't back down, 𝗔𝗂 said, and he changed only to get punched to his gut by Kuro. Is that so? I thought you'll attack with your full power. If that's what you got, then sorry, he said, and he punched him again to knock him out. He turned at 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Take him and leave. Or else, I won't be as good as I am at the moment. Proceed. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 took 𝗔𝗂 and she left with his unconscious body. Let's get back to business, Kuro said, and he took advantage of the festival to sneak in the inside of the school. He arrived at 𝗬𝗓's office. He was checking the files, but since he had to memorize a few quirks, he checked everything from the hero course. He started with the first years. After a couple of minutes he was done. It was time for the second years. He saw a few names. Then he saw a brown-haired girl. 𝗓𝗏𝗄 𝐸𝑚𝐴. Quirk, 0 gravity. Kuto read, and he had a flashback image of her. So I knew her, Kuro said, reading. He continued to read the names of the second year's first class. He saw another one who catched his eye. Katsuki Bakugo. The guy who won the sports festival this year, Kuro said, and he got another flashback image. I knew him. That's suspicious, Kuro thought. Then he saw another one. But this time he got shocked. That's no. He has dark green hair. I have black. But he has the same face and even the left eye is the same. Proceed. Then he read the file. Izuku Midoriya. A former student at UA. Quirk. He has super strength, super speed, and heal regeneration. Status, deceased. Kuro read with shock in his face. What the hell is going on here? This guy is like me, he has the same quirk as me, but is he dead? Something's fishy, he said. You know the answer. The voice in his head spoke. Then Kuro got a big headache and he saw flashbacks images in his mind. There were too many. He heard some voices too. There were voices from the past. The bullies, Hisashi, Aizawa, his former classmates, Bakugo, Uraraka, and his mother Inko. Then he got inside his mind. Everything was blank. He then heard the voice. Welcome, Kuro. Kuro turned around and he saw the boy from the photo. Izuku Midoriya. Yes. It is me. So I am you then? Yes. When you saw my name, your locked memories were unlocked. However, the most important thing is what will happen from now on. What do you mean? This is the first and the last time we will talk like this. When we'll be done from here, we will be one. You will have control of the body, but I will control the feelings. And we won't even know that we will be two. We will not remember our conversation here. That's fine by me. I'll think of it as if we are two alter egos who are united. Then I have nothing more to say. You know what to do. Let's return to reality. When the conversation ended, Izuku has returned. You made the biggest mistake to send me here, Chisaki. I'll save Eri and I'll leave the 𝐒𝐻𝐼𝐳𝐾. Izuku said, and he wrote a message in a piece of paper. He left it to Nizu's office and he left without getting noticed. After some time skip, Nizu entered to his office and he saw the message. Pension. All teachers come to principal's office, immediately. The teachers arrived. What is it, Nizu? All Might asked. I found this in my office. Nizu said, and he gave the message to the teachers so they can read it. Are you sure that it isn't a prank or a trap? Aizawa asked. I don't know. But my instinct says to trust the one who wrote that. Contact Naita. He is investigating the 𝐒𝐻𝐼𝐳𝐾. And we will support him. Some students will go there too. We have 3 days left. Nizu said. Izuku returned to 𝐒𝐻𝐼𝐳𝐾. Empty-handed, I see. Chisaki said. We're unlucky. Kurojiiri and Shigaraki got ahead of us, and when I arrived to the principal's office they took the files and they got away with the teleportation. However, I made my own research and I found out about 5 of them. If you count the sports festival winners, make them 8. Izuku said. Just 8 quirks are useless when you were supposed to learn about more than 100. Whatever. You'll get another chance. Chisaki said. Izuku entered to his room. Then he smirked and he sniggered. 1, you'll get another chance. 2, maybe behind the railings, he said with an evil smirk. 3 days later, many heroes prepared to fight and they arrived out of the 𝐒𝐻𝐼𝐳𝐾 hideout. From Izuku's former class there were Kirishima, Bakugo, Uraraka and Azui. The 𝐒𝐻𝐼𝐳𝐾 realized that and they prepared for battle. Izuku took advantage of that and he went to take Eri away from Chisaki. Eri, I'm here to take you out of here. Plus Eri was scared. She never saw Izuku before other than that day when Izuku learned the truth about the bullets and 1 or 2 more times. She knew that he was the Reaper. Don't be scared. I won't harm you. You want to get out of here, right? I can help you. Izuku said. Eri was hesitant. A scary young man asked her to follow him. In the end, she decided to trust him. Where are we going? Eri asked. I'm gonna take you to the heroes. They can offer you a home and even a family. Wouldn't you want that? Izuku asked. Eri nodded yes. Let's go then. Izuku said. Izuku took her and they tried to leave from the back door. However, they didn't know that some heroes were waiting there too. Izuku was carrying Eri in his back and he saw Fat Gum and 4 students from UA. Kirishima, Azui, Bakugo and Uraraka. Fat Gum then speaked. You won't escape, villain. Hand over the girl and surrender yourself. He said. Izuku looked at them and he smirked under his 𝐒𝐻𝐼𝐳𝐾 mask. Are these the heroes you told me about? Eri asked, confusing the heroes. Yes. Izuku answered. You're half lucky. I was planning to hand over the girl from the beginning. He said and he put Eri down. Go. They're here for you. Izuku said. Thank you, Mr. Reaper. Eri said. The heroes were surprised. Reaper. The Black Reaper. Kirishima asked. Yeah. As I said, you're half lucky. That's because I don't plan to give myself in. Izuku said. Then I'll make you give yourself in. Bakugo said and he charged. He used his explosion but Izuku was unfazed. However, he managed to destroy his 𝐒𝐻𝐼𝐳𝐾 mask and he revealed Izuku's face. When he saw the ghoul he stepped back shocked. The others saw him too shocked. No. It can't be. Bakugo said shocked. I wasn't planning for a reunion like that. So, well then long time no see. Izuku said. Uraraka was on her knees. She couldn't believe it. Her crush was alive after all but he was with villains. You're the kid who fought all for one last year. Why are you with the villains? Fat Gum asked. I saw you dying, damn it. How are you alive? Bakugo yelled. It's a long story. If you give me time to explain, we're good. Izuku said. It would be nice. But since you're with the villains I can't do that. Fat Gum said. It's fine. A voice was heard. It was from Uraraka. Tell us what happened, she said. Izuku smiled. He started. You all saw me dying. That's the truth. I died. I got a severe brain damage which was fatal. However, my heal regeneration was the key. I was asleep for around 34 hours according to Chisaki. During that time my brain was healing. However, I lost something. My memories. For 1 year I was clueless about my past. I would hear a voice of my past self a few times. Izuku said, "But if you lost your memories, why you remember us? If your memories came back, why did you stay with them?" Kirishima asked. "Let him finish, shitty hair." Bakugo said, 3 days ago, I had a mission. To sneak at UA during the festival and steal the files. I succeeded in sneaking to 𝗍𝗓's office. But out of curiosity I read the files. When I saw my name my memories were unlocked. You said that even with my memories I didn't come back. You're not wrong. However, how do you think 𝗍𝗓 learned about the Shai Hassaikai? Izuku said. Bakugo understood and he was surprised. The letter in 𝗍𝗓's office. It was you. Bakugo said. Yes. I was mad at Chisaki with what he did to the girl and I was planning to rescue her even when I was a villain. That was my chance. Izuku said. As a villain. They said you killed 12 civilians. Asuie said. It's not a lie. I killed them. But nothing more than just eating them. Izuku said. Didn't you think if the 𝗏𝗏 family? Asuie asked. You're asking me things that I was doing before I remember who I am. I woke up as a villain. What do you expect? Izuku said. Izuku. Uraraka called him. Come back to us. Return to UA with us. She said. Izuku looked at her. Sorry. But I can't. Despite having my memories back, it doesn't change the fact that I'm the number 3 villain. I did terrible things. But that doesn't mean that I will give up on being a hero. Izuku said. Hey. What do you mean? Don't tell me you plan to do what I think. Bakugo said. It's what are you thinking? Until we meet again, call me Black Eye Patch. Izuku said and he left using his super speed. Then Aizawa called Fat Gum. Fat Gum. We arrested Chisaki. How are things on your side? Aizawa asked. We rescued the girl. It turned out that the one who sent the message was Black Reaper. And when we're done with this, we have to tell you about him. UA needs to know about him. Fat Gum said. One day time skip at 𝗍𝗓's office, Fat Gum explained everything to the UA teachers about Izuku's situation. I can't believe it. That kid was still alive. Midnight said. I won't lie. I was surprised. But that solves our puzzle on who sent the letter. Now the real problem is that he is the Black Reaper. He is one of the top villains. 𝗍𝗓 said. Oh. About that he also said that he is gonna give up on being a hero. And he said to call him Black Eye Patch. He is probably planning to become a vigilant. I want to ask you something based on that. If the police arrests him, what are you gonna do? Fat Gum asked. The teachers were skeptical. Somewhere else in an alley a villain was going to RP a young woman. Please. Let me go. The woman said. Don't resist, babe. We're just gonna have some fun. The villain said. Then a voice was heard. That's a very rude way to behave to a lady. It was Izuku who appeared from the shadows with his hero costume restored with the exception that the eye patch was hiding his normal eye instead of his ghoul one. Or you? A hero? No way with that costume. The villain said. Well, you're right. I'm no hero. However, I do hero work. You can say that I'm a vigilant. Izuku said. Hey, whatever. Like you can harm 𝗵. He was interrupted by a punch. Izuku knocked him back. Izuku then grabbed his head. He saw his scared face. Pee-pee please. Let me go. I'll do whatever you want. The villain said. Under one condition. Izuku said. I'll do anything. The scared villain said. I want you to spread my name on the villains. Warn them about the vigilant, Black Eye Patch. Now leave before I change my mind. Izuku said and the villain left running. Izuku turned to the woman. You can leave now. I'll take care of him. You don't need to call the police. Izuku asked. Thank you. I am a reporter. Do you mind if I reveal your name to the public? The woman asked. Actually, that's what I want. Izuku said. That's good. I'll try to make your name famous as a thank you for saving me. What your name? The woman asked. Call me Black Eye Patch. 6-month time skip. Izuku's former classmates were in the common room and they were celebrating their start of their final year. Their first day as final years was going to end smoothly, but someone yelled. Hey, Everyone, watch the TV. They all turned around to the TV and they saw something that wasn't the best thing to see. They were watching the number 1 hero 𝗵𝗃𝗏 fighting a high-end 𝗵𝗲. 𝗵𝗃𝗏 defeated him, but he was barely standing, as if he was about to die. 𝗵𝗃𝗏 is standing. He defeated the 𝗵𝗲. The TV reporter said. The students were relieved at his win. Even Todoroki. As everyone was celebrating at 𝗵𝗃𝗏's victory, 3 more high-end 𝗵𝗲s appeared and the worries came back. Another 3 of them appeared. Isn't there someone who can support the number 1 hero? He is barely standing. The TV reporter said. Then some heroes appeared to help, but they were all defeated. 𝗵𝗃𝗏 didn't have time to rest. If I die, at least I'll die a hero. 𝗵𝗃𝗏 said. He charged, but someone appeared and he took a punch from a 𝗵𝗲 to protect 𝗵𝗃𝗏. For number 1 hero, you're sure reckless. You made me sacrifice 1 arm for at least 5 minutes. The figure said. 𝗵𝗃𝗏 said. And from out of nowhere the vigilante Black Eye Patch saved 𝗵𝗃𝗏 from death. The vigilante decided to show himself to save the number 1 hero. The TV reporter said. You fought well, 𝗵𝗃𝗏. Now it's my turn. Izuku said. Remember, after this fight you have to say a few words with the police. 𝗵𝗃𝗏 said. I don't think so. Izuku said, and he charged to the 𝗵𝗲s. He punched 1 𝗵𝗲 successfully, but he got punched by another one. However, Izuku blocked in time and he sacrificed his other arm. He stepped back. Damn it. I can fight only with my legs. The only way to defeat them is to bite myself. I'll win for sure, but if I do that I'll be exhausted and the police will get me. Izuku thought as he was dodging the 𝗵𝗲s attacks. Okay. Screw this. Izuku thought, and he bitten a piece of his broken arm. He powered up and his arms heals in an instant. The normal time is around 1 minute before he gets exhausted. However, this time he had around 10 seconds to defeat them because of the power needed to heal himself instant. He charged and he deleted 1 𝗵𝗲's head with a punch. The other 2 𝗵𝗲s felt Izuku as a threat and they tried to leave. However, Izuku's speed was unmatched. He smashed the 𝗵𝗲s and he saved many heroes. Too sadly for him, his prediction came true. He got exhausted and he was an easy target for the police or the heroes. Some of them appeared. Black Eye Patch, due to vigilance you are under arrest. A policeman said. Izuku had no choice but to let himself get caught. 1 day later the public started a campaign. They all saw Izuku as a hero and not as a vigilante. Izuku was in a room waiting in anti-quirk Nizu and Aizawa entered with Detective 𝗵𝗲𝗍𝗍. It's been a long time, kid. When we learned you're alive we couldn't believe it, but here you are. Nizu said. And as always you praise your students, Nizu. Izuku said. Of course. Nizu said. I guess you're not here just to see me, right? Izuku said. Look, kid, at the moment they're a riot by the public. And that's because they see you as a hero. We do too. That's why we came here. Aizawa said. So, you're gonna get me out? Izuku said. We can, but only if you accept 1 condition. Nizu said. What is it? Izuku asked. Come back to UA. Your friends miss you and we would love to have you again. Besides, you need a license to do your job legally. Nizu said with a smile. If I have no choice then it shall be done. However, I will come if you accept a condition too. Izuku said. What condition? Nizu asked. A few minutes later the detective revealed himself to face the public. Can I have your attention, please? The detective said. The civilians slowly stopped to listen to what the detective had to say. I know that you are all upset with the Black Eye Patch case. However, you don't need to worry. We won't put him in jail. We noticed that he is in the same age as a high school student. We will put him to a hero school so he can do his job legally in the future. The detective said. Bakugo smiled. Uraraka was in tears of joy and the class was celebrating. Then a civilian raised his hand. In what school are you gonna put him? He asked. We won't say because the eye patch doesn't want his identity to be revealed. That's all. The detective said. The next day Izuku returned to UA. I think you remember where your dorm was. It didn't change over the last year. Aizawa said. How could I forget? Izuku said with a smile. He was outside of his former class dorm common room. He was looking at the door. He was happy to return, but at the same time he was nervous. He took a big breath. "I'm back," he said, and he opened the door. There were many students in the common room. Kirishima and Kaminari were the first to notice him. "You're back. You're really back." Kirishima said. "Yeah. I wouldn't leave you behind, again." Izuku said. One slowly many started to notice Izuku's return. After some minutes Bakugo returned from where he was. "Hey, what's this all noise about?" he said, and then he saw his friend. "Izuku. But you were captured by the police. How are you here?" he asked. "You don't watch TV, do you?" Izuku said. "Actually, our TV was broken yesterday. Tomorrow the new one will come." Kaminari said. Bakugo and Izuku greeted each other with handshake. "Welcome back." Bakugo said. "Yeah. We will graduate together." Izuku said. Izuku went to his room to unpack his things. "Tsuyu, have you seen my headphones? I can't find them." A voice was heard from the stairs. It was Uraraka. She was in her room. "I have them. I'll give them to you later. But for now, there's someone you want to see." Tsuyu said. Izuku finished his unpacking. "That's it. Now I guess I'll relax with the others. And I must see her," he thought. Then his door opened. Izuku saw his crush. The two looked at each other. "I'm back," he said nervously. Uraraka ran to Izuku and hugged him. "I'm glad you're back," she said. The two sat to Izuku's room and they talked about many things. "So, you didn't tell me yet? What made you change your mind and come back?" Achiko asked. "I didn't have a choice anyway." Izuku said. "I know it's not only that." Achiko said. "I know. But I can't tell you. At least not now. It's a secret." Izuku said. Aizawa knocked the door. "It's time," he said. "I'm coming in 5 minutes." Izuku said. "I'll wait at the UA entrance." Aizawa said. "Where are you going with Aizawa?" Achiko asked. "The secret." Izuku said. "He and Aizawa went to Tartarus. Are you sure about this kid?" Aizawa asked. "It's a double-edged sword, but I think he is the only one who can do this." Izuku said. The two went to visit a prisoner. The prisoner appeared with a guard. "Long time no see, Chisaki." "Long time no see, Chisaki." Izuku said. "What brings you here, Kuro, or should I say Izuku?" Overhaul said. "I need a favor." Izuku said. "A favor? You betray me and you're coming 6 months later and you want a favor?" "My answer is no." Overhaul said. "I offer a deal. It will benefit both of us." Izuku said. "What benefit can I have here?" "I'm a prisoner." Overhaul said. "If you help me I can guarantee your release." Izuku said. "I'm listening." Overhaul said. "I want you to create something that can change my quirk. Instead of human food I want you to do something so I can eat normal food. All of that without losing my powers." Izuku said. "So, in other words, you want to erase your only real problem?" Overhaul said. Izuku answered. "However, I must know why you asked me to do this." Overhaul asked. "It's obvious. Because you're a genius. You are a villain, but you the smartest person I know. If you can't do this, nobody can." Izuku said. Overhaul smirked. "Interesting. You won. I'll play your game. How much time do I have until I finish it?" Overhaul said. "Until I graduate from UA. It's almost a year." Izuku said. "I think it's enough time." Overhaul said. "I'll speak with the boss of Tartarus to leave a room for your work. Just tell me what you need to do your job." Izuku said. "I'll write you a list." Overhaul said. Izuku said. Overhaul wrote what he needed. 2. I'll send everything with Aizawa and All Might because I will be busy with schoolwork. However, when I'll be available I'll visit." Izuku said. "It's fine by me." Overhaul said. Aizawa and Izuku left and they returned to UA. "Are you sure about this kid? How do you know he won't betray you?" Aizawa asked. "I don't. If he betrays me, I'll just stop him." Izuku said, smiling. "I hope you won't regret it if the worst happens." Aizawa said, and he left. Izuku returned to his dorm. He found 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗏. Where were you, Izuku? I saw you returning with Aizawa. He asked. Nothing. Just some business with the police. Nothing serious. He lied. He wasn't planning to tell anyone. Aizawa was the only one who knew. After a couple of minutes, 𝗬𝗏𝗏 got a notification. It was a message from Izuku. Come to the roof. I have to tell you about something. She read the message and she went to the roof. She saw Izuku waiting. You came. He said. So, what did you want to talk about? Ochako asked. A year ago we were here. Just like today. Before the disaster happens. Izuku said. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 was confused. You called me here, just like I called you today. Remember, what did you tell me? Izuku asked. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 was wondering if he was testing her or if he forgot. I told you, 𝗧𝗧𝗏, I love you. Ochako said, blushing. Correct. I never got the chance to answer you due to the disaster caused by the villains. Izuku said. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 was silent. But she decided to ask him. So, your answer? She asked. I think it's obvious. Izuku said. So you don't? 𝗬𝗏𝗏 said. WTF. Of course I do. I mean, why I shouldn't? You're sweet, kind and cute. Izuku said. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 was in tears. Tears of joy. Izuku hugged her. Ochako. I love you. That's a fact. If anyone tells you the opposite, he lies. Don't doubt yourself. Izuku said, and he kissed Ochako. Finally. 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗏 said, watching from the door. The two noticed him. You effin' stalker. How long have you been there? Izuku asked. I just came and I saw you two kissing. 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗏 said. Geez. Izuku responded. Don't let this take your brain. We have a sports festival in 1 week. I want you to fight seriously. 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏 said, and he left. He is really stubborn, isn't he? Izuku said. Well, however, he is not joking. After what happened to you, he became a second you in terms of powers. I would ask you to not hold back. He worked so hard. I won't. The day of the sports festival has come. Izuku made an outstanding debut as a UA student to the stadium. He easily advanced to the last round, which was a 16-student tournament. His first opponent was 𝗵𝗏𝗏. A tough challenge if Izuku was a normal student. Izuku defeated him with ease and advanced to the next round. 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗏 defeated 𝗬𝗏𝗏 with ease on his first round. At the round of 8, Izuku defeated Tokoyami. 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏 defeated 𝐒𝐻𝐢. At the semi-finals, Izuku defeated 𝐎𝐻𝐢. 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏 defeated Todoroki. 10 minutes remained until the grand finals. Izuku was waiting in his locker room. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 and Iida entered. Hey, Deku. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 greeted. Hey. Izuku greeted back. So, how does it feel to be in the finals of the sports festival in your debut? Iida asked. Well, kinda nervous because I don't want to reveal my identity as the Black Eye Patch. But from the other side, I feel great to compete with all of you. But most of all, I'm curious about Katsuki. Everyone says about his chances of defeating me, including you too. Just how strong he has become, Izuku said. Well, you'll see. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 said, and she kissed him to his cheek. Good luck, she said, and the two guys left. Izuku arrived to the arena. He saw 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏 from the other side of the stadium. So many years and we never fought each other. 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏 said. The result will be the same as it is why everyone else. I'll be the last man standing. Izuku said. Don't underestimate me, Izuku. 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏 said. The two students took their fighting stances. Ready, start. Present, Mike yelled. The two students ran to each other. They started with a punch, but both of them dodged. They started a fist fight. To everyone's surprise, they were equal. None of them was backing down or had a disadvantage. Ochako wasn't joking. You have become much stronger. Izuku said. I didn't even use my quirk yet. It seems you didn't even try to train. If you did, the difference could be huge. 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏 said. You're not wrong. All I was doing was villain and vigilant stuff. But this is good for you. This is your only chance to defeat me. Izuku said. I don't think so. 𝗵𝘃𝗏𝗏 said, and he punched Izuku and then used his explosion. Izuku was knocked back along with explosion smoke. The smoke disappeared. Izuku had his arms blocking. That was close. If I was 1 second slower I would be done. Izuku thought. What's the matter? Is that all? I remember you being stronger than that. Bakugo yelled and he charged. You're trying to make me eat human flesh. Izuku thought. As the fight continued, Bakugo took the upper hand. You're holding back at your best friend. That's not very nice, Izuku. Bakugo said and he blasted Izuku. Izuku saw his injured arm. It had a little blood. You asked for it. Izuku said and he licked his injured blood. He swallowed it and he powered up. He charged to Bakugo with speed equal to All Might. He punched Bakugo and he threw him out of bounds. Bakugo is out of bounds. Midoriya wins. Midnight announced. The crowd was surprised with Izuku's power. His ghoul eye was covered with a white eye patch, so they didn't understand that he was the eye patch. He was congratulated by everyone. With his victory at the sports festival, he got recognition by the pro heroes. He worked on internships with heroes like Hawks and Endeavor. One day, near October, Izuku was chilling with Ochako. Then Bakugo entered the room where these two were. Hey, Izuku. Aizawa is looking for you. He asked me to tell you that it's an emergency. Bakugo said. Izuku was wondering what has happened. He went to his homeroom teacher room. Aizawa. Sensei, you called me. What's the matter? Izuku asked. We got a message from Tartarus. Overhaul has finished. He wants to see you tomorrow. Aizawa said. Izuku was surprised. With all the good things that were happening to him, he almost forgotten his deal with Overhaul. We will go. There at morning. Izuku responded and he returned to his room to sleep. The next day Izuku and Aizawa went to Tartarus. They entered to a room where Chisaki was. Took you long enough. Chisaki said. Better late than never. So where is it? Izuku said. Chisaki gave him a potion. The recipe for this was easy. The hard part was to make it permanent. When you drink it, your black eye will return from black to white just like an ordinary human. Your powers will remain, and the most important part, you can eat human food instead of human flesh. Chisaki said. But how are you sure this is gonna work? Izuku said. Just drink it. If something goes wrong, our deal is off and I'll stay in prison. Chisaki said. Izuku opened the bottle and he drank the potion. He felt a change inside his body and his black eye slowly turned into white. He looked himself into a mirror and he saw his eye. It really changed. Izuku said. Aizawa said and he gave Izuku a piece of chocolate. Izuku ate it without problems. Amazing. It really worked. Izuku. Great. Now I think it's time to get me out of here. Chisaki said. Fine. We'll release you in 2 days. The prison boss said. Izuku returned to his class common room with full of joy with the success of Chisaki's potion. What's the matter, Deku? You seem to be happy. Uraraka said. Spill it out, Izuku. Bakugo said. Izuku said. He sighed and he started talking. Some months ago Aizawa and I went to a certain guy. We asked him to find a way to make me eat human food instead of flesh. This morning, I went there with Aizawa and I drank a potion which would do the job. It was a success. We even tested it. And my eye isn't black anymore. Izuku said. Ochako hugged him with joy. It was a matter of minutes before the whole class learns about it. Later this night the class started a party. 2 days later in Tartarus, Kai Chisaki. Are you ready? We will take you to the mainland. A prison guard said. Chisaki turned around and his left eye had the colors of a ghoul eye. 11 of course. Plus it's been 1 week since Izuku's change in his quirk. He is finally having fun with his friends without any worries. But it wouldn't last for long. The League of Villains found out that the hero who almost defeated 𝗓𝗏 is still alive. They were ready to make their move. Shall we do it, Aether? Shigaraki asked. Gather the whole League, Tamura. 𝗓𝗏 said. The League was gathered in the main area of the League. My dear villains. You're wondering why I called you all here. Well, a few days ago I found out that the hero who almost defeated me is still alive. 𝗓𝗏 said. The League started to murmur. But don't be afraid. I found out his identity. He is a student at UA High School. And that brings me to the reason I called you here today. Tomorrow we will attack UA. And your primary target is this boy. Izuku Midoriya. All for One said while showing a hologram of Izuku. If this guy dies, then we will have no threats for a very long time. The last time we didn't kill All Might but we made him to retire. This time, we will make sure this boy won't have even a bone remaining for his grave. Tomorrow we will conquer UA. All for One said and the crowd of the villains started to cheer. Next day, UA Izuku was on his class. They were on the lunch break. He looked outside of the window. He saw dark clouds appearing. It seems it's gonna rain. Uraraka said. Yeah. We're lucky we live at the dorms. If we should go home then no one would have an umbrella. Kaminari said. Bakugo noticed that Izuku was looking at the dark clouds with a serious face. What's the matter, Izuku? He asked. I don't think it's a rain that's coming. Izuku said. And he was right. The League of Villains was attacking. Shigaraki and Dabi were in the front line and the whole league was following. Okay boys. Your target is none other than Izuku Midoriya. If anyone stands in your way kill them. Shigaraki said. The hero trainees noticed the league was attacking and they prepared for battle in time along with the whole UA. It seems they were quicker than we thought. Shigaraki said. It doesn't change anything. The heroes will fall either way. All for One said. The heroes were ready to fight. Geez. Why are they here? Mineta asked. They probably learned that I am alive and they came to finish what they started. Izuku said. Wasn't All for One supposed to be in a weak state at the moment? Kaminari asked. That's why he brought the whole army. But it doesn't change the fact that we are gonna defeat them. Bakugo said and he charged yelling. The heroes and the villains started the fight. Izuku wanted to reach All for One but Dabi stopped him. Where do you think you're going? Dabi mocked. You, Shigaraki, All for Night doesn't matter who I face first. I will defeat you all. Izuku said. I want to see how much you've improved since you lost your black eye. Dabi said and he locked a fire attack. However, Shoto managed to black it in time with his own fire. Sorry. But the one you will face is me brother. Shoto said. So be it. Dabi said. Izuku rushed to fight All for One. He reached him but All for One barely dodged. I will make sure this time you'll be under the ground or behind the railings, All for One. Izuku said. That won't be necessary. A voice was heard from near. Izuku and All for One turned to the point where the voice was and they saw Overhaul. He had an eye patch on one of his eyes. What are you doing here, Chisaki? Izuku asked curious. I'm returning the favor for releasing me from jail. Chisaki said and he dashed to All for One. He ripped out his heart and he ate it. What the dash? Izuku was surprised but he sensed something was wrong. You must be really a fool for denying a power like this. You use it for heroic things when you could become the supreme being of Earth. Chisaki said taking off his eye patch to reveal his ghoul eye to Izuku. Izuku was shocked. What have you done? He said. No, Midoriya. The question is what have you done? Chisaki said. It took a couple of seconds to realize what Chisaki meant. When he realized it he was shocked. You get it, don't you? You got me into this. If it wasn't for your stupidity and you just had accepted yourself we wouldn't be here, right now. Chisaki said. But. Izuku said. It all started when I found your supposed dead body. I saw your fight when you stomped All for One. I was planning to do a research on your body so I can take that power for myself. But then I found out that you were alive. That made me more thirsty for your power. Chisaki said and he continued. So, I took some of your BLD before you wake up to start my research. After a year I had almost perfected a potion which would give me your powers. But, the heroes had arrived and you betrayed me. I was never so angry in my life. But then you appeared. After you asked me to make you normal, I tried my best to create both of the potions. I used the data from the potion that was destroyed along with the Shai Hassaikai hideout and the rest is history. Chisaki said. Izuku fell on his knees full of guilt. You understand now, don't you? I will take over your world and it will be your fault for not accepting yourself. You made me suffer enough. I will make sure you'll die slowly. I'll enjoy my revenge. He said, and he started choking Izuku. Izuku tried to resist, but Chisaki was more powerful. 𝗬𝗧𝗏 and 𝗵𝘃𝗀𝗀, who were fighting the villains, noticed this and they run to help Izuku. 𝗵𝘃𝗀 launched an attack on Chisaki. Chisaki was forced to let Izuku to block 𝗵𝘃𝗀's attack. You ruined the best part. Doesn't matter. I will kill you so he suffers more. Chisaki said. 𝗵𝘃𝗀 and 𝗬𝗧𝗏 took their fighting stances. Just try it, you fake ghoul. 𝗵𝘃𝗀 said. Wait. Izuku said while he was getting on his feet. If you plan to fight, at least let me help you. He is really powerful. Even the three of us together might have a hard time against him. He said. Bruh. He is just a fake you. Let's put him on his place. 𝗵𝘃𝗀 said. Let's do this. 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said. Plus, time to correct my mistake, Chisaki. The fight started and the three heroes had the advantage in the battle. However, Chisaki wasn't harmed by their attacks. It was like he had some kind of armor in his body. It looks like this will be tougher than I thought. 𝗵𝘃𝗀 said. Of course it will be. I have the ultimate power. Honestly, Izuku, you're stupid to deny it. This power is a gift. Chisaki said. Izuku charged and managed to punch him once. It's not a gift. It's a curse. Izuku shouted. Curse, you say? That's right. For the others it's a curse. But what's the curse in killing a human once in a month? Don't forget that I'm a villain. Chisaki said. Don't try to change his mind, Deku. Let's beat him and put him in jail before he causes more trouble. 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said. If that was the case, our little Izuku would get the job done. But deep inside, he wants to save everyone. That's what makes him stupid. Chisaki said. That's not entirely true. If you were all for one or someone from the league, I would try my best to beat your butt. However, villain or not, you were my mentor. Even if it was for a short amount of time. That's why I want you to see what's right or not. If you keep this power, you will suffer. Don't try to do this to yourself. Izuku explained. It's not too late to leave. You were given a second chance to live as a civilian. Izuku said. Chisaki looked at Izuku. You know, your little speech would have worked if I was a Naruto villain. But your talk no jutsu doesn't work in reality. Chisaki said, and he knocked Izuku back. Then he charged and he injured both 𝗵𝘃𝗀 and 𝗬𝗧𝗏. The injuries could be fatal if they were hit more. Say goodbye to your friends, Izuku. Chisaki said. But Izuku got in front of them in time to protect them. The injury to his stomach was huge. He fell on the ground next to 𝗬𝗧𝗏. Deku, 𝗬𝗧𝗏 whispered. Boldlick my BLD, 𝗬𝗧𝗏 said. Izuku hesitated. He didn't want to do this again, but this time he was forced to. Fine. Izuku said, and he licked 𝗬𝗧𝗏's BLD. Then Izuku healed instantly and he got up. Huh. Chisaki reacted. You forgot what my quirk does, 𝗬𝗵𝗲. Izuku said, and he punched Chisaki hard. And he started to punch him non-stop so he won't let him heal. After a barrage of punches, he unleashed a final and his most powerful punch. He managed to knock him out. One Endeavor and the rest of the pro heroes arrived at the battle, and after they restrained Overhaul, they helped with the battle against the League of Villains. They were victorious. Overhaul and the biggest part of the league was arrested, including Shigaraki and Dabi. 10 years later, a team of pro heroes were on duty and they were chasing some villains. Hey, 𝗵𝘃𝗀. They went into that alley. One of them said, Big mistake. We'll catch them now. 𝗵𝘃𝗀 responded, and he used his explosions to enter the alley with high speed. However, he saw that someone had already beat the villains. You guys are slow. Good luck, next time. A figure said. Wow. You're not the number one for nothing. Kirishima said. He just got lucky. 𝗵𝘃𝗀 said. Now he is all yours. I have somewhere to go. See ya. Izuku said, and he left. He arrived to his house and he heard yelling. Papa's back. A kid voice was sounded and 2 kids run to hug him. Big brother Izuku, you're back. Your kids are total maniacs. A female voice said. I know. But think of it as a training. Katsuki had one similar training when we were at UA. When are you starting the lessons at UA, Eri? Izuku asked. In 3 days. I can't wait and I'm excited. Eri said. That's good to hear. Where's Ochako, by the way? Izuku asked. She is in the room preparing for your date. Eri said. A date just needs some time alone. My kids are gangsters after all. Izuku said, and the kids grabbed a vase and they threw it to the floor. Hey, not that vase. Aizawa will kill me. Izuku yelled. Oh, you're back, Izuku. Ochako said from the stairs. She was in a dark purple dress. Wow. Beautiful. Izuku said. Just like my face, one of the kids said. Hey, don't say things like that outside. Izuku said. But Uncle Bakugo said to have self-confidence. The kid said. Even self-confidence has a limit. Uncle Bakugo has surpassed these limits. Izuku said. Plus, Izuku, I'm ready. Ochako said. Great, in 20 minutes I'll be ready. Izuku said. And kids didn't try any prank while I'm on the shower. Izuku said. After nearly a half hour, Ochako and Izuku left the house. Where are we going, my number one? Ochako said. I don't know. Everywhere you like. Izuku said. Great. Let's go.